My time back then, we used to talk about vegetarianism, which I thought is already a challenge for me, okay? But now there is veganism, which may be what? More healthier than being a vegetarian? I don't know, but we do have someone to speak about this to us tonight. My dear friends, I am Waran and welcome to the Waran Shanmugam Show. It's a cheerful Wednesday, August the 11th, 2021. To cheer us up, we have Chef Gaia all the way as our guest tonight. She is a young and vibrant self taught vegan chef. Yes, vegan chef. She is also the founder of Chef Gaia's Vegan Cooking Academy. My dear friends, presenting to you Chef Gaia. Hi there, Chef. How are you doing?
Hey, hi, Mr. Waran. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for coming. Welcome to the Warren Shanmugam Show. And thank you so much for being here virtually.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me here.
You're most welcome, Chef Gaya. Chef Gaya, a little about this show, yeah? The idea of this show is to empower women and to share their stories to people out there, just to inspire men and women who are listening to our show, listening to you. I always say this that everyone has got
Okay.
potential and some just don't know yet. You are more than what you think. I am more than I think. So for those who wants to know more about the programs that we do, please follow our Facebook page. I am more than I think. Click like, click share. So, Chef, shall we continue?
Yep, we are good. Let's
All
rock
right.
and roll.
All right, fantastic. I like that. I told you she was cheerful. Yeah. So yeah, I always ask about a childhood experiences and exposure that one has to all my guests, and I want to ask you the same thing. Let's share yourself about your childhood, your siblings, and also your birthplace. Can you, Chef?
Yep, sure. More than happy as well. So, my real name is Gayatri. So, Chef Gaia is my, kind of nickname for my business. So, I was, given birth I was given birth and raised up for some period of time in Perak. So Perak is my hometown, and Ayatawai, the small village. It's a very village area. So typically, I would say I'm a village girl too, right? I'm not a very much city girl or whatnot. So I was raised up by my grandparents. My grandma is not alive. My grandpa is still there. And then, I got to know my parents and moved back to Johor Bahru. So Johor Bahru, where the place where I was, living the rest of my journey before I head up to KL. So obviously, right now I'm in KL. So three states have surpassed in my life. So yes, I'm the eldest in my family, and I have three siblings under me. Um, Everyone's life, when they talk about childhood, right, they have lots of memories. But for me, if you ask me, my childhood memories is close to zero. So I have very limited memories that I can share so gloriously. Of course, I do had few here and there, but like, to be very honest and open in this show, I would say that my childhood was a bit dark for me, I would say, personally for me. Maybe I don't know how others would resonate with me, right? Because since being as an eldest child, I was always being thrown up into the pool of commitment, responsibility, pressure, comparison. You must hold these, you must have that, you must be the best, you must always have number one, and so many things. And obviously, that kind of lead me towards not enjoying my childhood much. Since then, the responsibility cap, like how am I wearing my chef cap right now, it's already there on top of my head. So having said that, being an eldest and also whatnot, I kind of like didn't get much time to cherish myself, or like, to look upon myself, self love, all these things that I'm getting to know right now at the age of 25. I'm going to turn 26 end of this year. So out of all these, while this kind of commitment, hard journey was the something that I have to go through in early period of my life. And obviously, being at that kind of environment, I was like, I was a very timid girl. Let me be very honest, I was a very timid girl. I'm not a smart kid. I'm a very slow learner. In fact, I'm still having some health issues and whatnot. So I was a very slow learner, and to the extent that, I remember the days where my mom used to knock me on top of all the ceilings, with my head. And you don't even know how to study maths. Darab and Bahagi was my biggest enemy. I still can remember the fear that I had of, getting caned by my tuition teacher all around the house. Like, I have to run all way around just because I couldn't memorize, multiplication and division formulas. Yes, now I can say I'm a maths expert for a certain extent, but having all these in my childhood was a painful and terrible journey, I would say. Yeah, I mean, it's not about being negative, but you know what? That's the reality. So having
Yeah.
all these, I had to went through lots of emotional, difficulties within myself, because I know I was not good. I believed I was not good because that's what people always tell me. I still remember once I was, I love being creative. That's where am I being here today. So I remember once I went, for this one temple. If Johorian peoples are watching my live video right now, they would know I was living quite closer to Skudai Baru area. There is one temple called, Sri Muneshwaran Alayam, very famous temple over there. They call it Tampoi Muneshwaran Alayam. That's where they are very famous. So I still remember back in, it's about 10 to 11 years ago when I was 6 years old. I participated in one of these color and drawing competition, and I love drawing the sculptures of gods and goddess and whatnot. I'm not very good, but I wanted to try. And as usual, I failed the competition. I didn't win. And I remember my father told me while I walk out from the temple by holding a sagu hati gift in my hand, he told to my mom and whispered that I overheard the conversation. Please don't bring me to any kind of these competitions if she's going to fail anytime more. Right. So that really shattered my self confidence within me. Like, I kind of build a wall within myself saying that, I know I'm capable if I put a lot of hard work, but I know for the fact I wasn't a smart kid because of all these surroundings. And I was used to be compared with my neighbor got 95 percentage, and my mom used to ask me, she's eating rice, what are you eating? Common dialogues in Indian family. நீ சோறு சாப்பிடு, அந்த பிள்ளை சோறு சாப்பிடுது, நீ என்ன சாப்பிடுற? These kind of stuff. So humiliation after humiliation, comparison after comparison, and being a very sensitive kid, even till today, I was not able to express myself to anyone. I don't dare to go and ask my parents that, what, I want this, I want that. Children are always very comfortable asking their parents, get me this doll, get me that, buy this for me, and all that, right? I was the silenced ever kid in my entire family. My neighbors will ask me, where's Gayatri? Is she around? Because there is no any sound that she's around. I'm that kind of person. I was under isolation, I would say, within myself. But I had this confidence within, deep within bottom of my heart, saying that, what, I have to prove to all of them that they are wrong. I have to prove to them that, what, I'm more capable of everyone. I'm not designed in this world to just be a 9 to 5 employee or follow whatever rules and regulations the society is going to give it to me, or think that, what, everyone else is going to design my future as such way, like less fortunate, middle class girl, very timid, slow learner, this, that, and all that. So I wanted to break all of that stigma. And yes, I managed to do that. I really studied hard, even though it was very challenging for me, right? I pushed myself to the core because, at one point of time, if I don't get good marks, I know for the sure I'm not going to get good sleep that night. I'm going to be beaten that night, and I'm not going to get food that I could cherish for. I still remember the days where I was crying every single day when I'm eating, when I'm sleeping. So, yeah, psychologically, I was affected way much. I'm being very honest here because whoever watching this show right now, right, you should believe that you are more than what you think. That's the reason I'm telling you all this, because if you can resonate with what I'm going through, you would understand what kind of journey that I've surpassed. So having all that, my siblings was like touch base with me, yeah. And me being as a person, you know what, when I notice someone is being judgmental on me, or I will not be able to be comfortable with them because of all the speculations that they have on my character. You believe what you see. That's very common among our society, our people around. So I was one of the person where I was against all of it. So if I see these kind of people, I automatically disengage myself from them, because already going through enough in myself, I don't want to go through more. So because of that, people call me arrogant, sombong, budak sombong, tak nak check up, ni budak sombong lah, tak nak buka mulut. And my mother used to tell me that uma korti paru, uma irundhu ura kedukum. All these terms was, all these labels lah. Gayatri was known as that kind of person. Out of nowhere, I got no clarity. If I step out from my house, nobody will know me. Even my relatives don't talk to me because I was nobody in front of their eyes, and that's how I was projected. And your wishes is command. Whatever that you believe, that's gonna happen, right? I believed because that's how I was projected. I got no idea how to come up from that belief and see in a different perspective until I came out on my own and started doing things on my own. So yeah, pretty much that's my childhood. Nothing best, but yeah,
Yeah.
simple as that.
Chef Gaya, it's really a different feeling that I'm getting, yeah, as you are speaking. And thank you so much for being open and to speak about your dark childhood. And no one is here to judge or anything, yeah. But Chef Gaya, you spoke about your parents. What would you say about your parents, if you may?
Okay. I wouldn't say they are bad parents, or I wouldn't say they are very lovely to me or very dearest to me. If that was the reason, I wouldn't be saying all these, right? All I would say that everyone has been destined to go through certain things. And for me, I would say that I learned a lot from my parents, of course. I learned how to be hardworking. I learned how to be, a determination kind of person. I learned how to follow cultures. I learned how to be obedient. I was a very obedient kid, for everyone's information, because I don't dare to talk, or I don't dare to scold. I don't even dare to voice out my feelings. I was that obedient. If anything, if they buy me a shoe, even though if I don't like it, I will say yes, give it to me. If they get me something, even though I don't like it, I don't dare to voice out my feelings or whatnot, because I was, kind of trained to be in such an environment. So pretty much, I think they have done their part, and maybe I have to go through certain things on my own to get so many waking up call and realizations. Yeah.
Yeah, very well said, very well said. Now let's go one level higher. Your teenage life, your school life, and then your college life. Could you share a little bit about how that went?
Okay, you know what? I love the fact being at school. In fact, I was like, I will wake up very much earlier, and I didn't have transports or and all that. So my mom used to send me to school, and sometimes I will walk, and sometimes I have buses and whatnot. So I loved spending my time in school compared to being at home. And to the extent, if holidays are being announced, I will be like the most worrying person. Oh my God, holidays are going to start. What am I going to do back at home? Because me being as the eldest daughter, the commitment that I always have, that, um, I don't dare to even think about holidays. There's no holidays that I can cherish at. And who will believe me that I've never taken flight out of these 24 years. Only last year I took my first flight with a very cheap price, and I went somewhere within Malaysia, right? That's my all-time holiday kind of sort of thing. So whenever my classmates or schoolmates say that, school's holidays are starting, we are going to go here, we are going to have that, this and that, I kind of envy them, I kind of envy whatever childhood that they go through. But for me, the first thing comes to my mind is I have to get ready with my house chores, duties, commitments, get ready to listen whatever complaints and things that my parents is going to tell me, kind of very much dilemma. But during my school period, I would say I really enjoyed it. I was a head prefect for almost 7 years. I was a public speaker for state and national level throughout district, Skudai, Johor Bahru. I even represented myself to, National University of Singapore. I went in as one of the speaker to train, young competitors who are participating in public speaking. I was a debater. I was very active in all kind of academic related activities, and I was a co-host with many motivational causes whichever happening to students. I'm the one, just imagine being a person who going through a dark life at home, but I'm very bright in front of others, like in school. And I was known as the head of disciplinary prefect as well. And because of all these, guess what, I love to study. Since I was kind of forcing myself to get good grades and everything, my librarian teacher will pass me all the keys related to school buildings. I still remember I was studying at SMK Taman Tun Amina, and I did my primary in SK Taman Tun Amina also. So my teachers used to give me all the keys, bilik mesyuarat, bilik tayang, perpustakaan, whatever lah. Every libraries, every room's keys will be in my hand, and I used to spend days. And if school finishes at 1, I will be going back home at 4 o'clock, meaning to say the rest 3 hours or 4 hours, I will be in the school, doing all my stuff. And it was kind of very memorable day, I would say. The place where I can see myself as who I was. And obviously, I was, being as a very timid person, right? I don't talk to anyone. I don't have friends at all, also. So I was in my own world in my school. So the school is my biggest 5P semi D bungalow. Whoever thinks your house is your bungalow, for me, my first bungalow was my school. So I literally enjoyed everything in my school. Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. Interesting. Yeah, how you have got at home a different lifestyle, and then in school, you the top of everything. Yeah, it's amazing how you spoke about that. Well, Chef, now that you told us about, I remember we having this conversation that you started work at the very young age of 14, and that's mind
Mm-hmm.
blowing. The journey that you went through. Can you tell us a little bit about that work experience from 14 to where you are now?
Okay, so as I mentioned that I was kind of very active in English competitions and some language courses and whatnot. So I was told by my English teacher to work as a in-house trainer for students. So what I do is I train people, students or coming from other schools and even our school own school competitors and whatnot. How do you participate in public speaking? So they kind of pay me like 10 ringgit, 5 ringgit. Sometimes they blunder me for makan. Sometimes they buy me some books and whatnot, stationaries. I will be given specialized care, like privileged student within my rest of my classmates and whatnot. So that's where I started teaching people what is public speaking. I kind of like want to transfer out whatever skills that I had. By the way, I'm not, Toastmasters. I was not from any Toastmasters club or whatnot. It's all self-learned. It's all self-learned. I learned how to be a public speaker on my own. Of course, I did had tuition in the beginning for English subject, but then I was able to speak kind of very fluently in UK accent and also US accent, and that kind of brought me well towards in public speaking arena and also debating arena, right? So all the while I was doing that, and in between I get some offers, like my teacher students ask me, like, can you coach my son? He's actually weak in this subject. Do you mind to share whatever tips that you have, that how you score these and all that, right? So I do those kind of jobs. So teaching, tutoring, and apart from that, I do also conduct mini motivational shows for students who are having disciplinary issues, because I was the head prefect and head discipline head, and for women's, I mean, girls, young girls in my school. So used to conduct all these. So I will be given token for whatever things that I'm doing, jobs that I'm doing. So that's where I exactly started, so-called my working experience. And then I started working as a ticket checker. I still remember there is one shopping mall in Skudai area called Plaza Tasik. I worked as a ticket checker. And while I was working as a ticket checker, I also have to do, what you call toiletries work, like being as a cleaner and everything. So, and then what happened? I started working in, I did MLM, I did MWay, I did some other nutritional products kind of work. I worked as a financial advisor in Manulife company. And then after that, what I did, I went into teaching again. Like, I had my own tuition classes. I used to go and teach for private tuition classes. And people used to hire me as a private tutor. So I will be taken care with breakfast, food, everything. All I need to do is go and teach them. And when I was at Form 5, I remember I was teaching, a tertiary level student. He's providing, he's going for his bachelor's. And I remember teaching him how to speak English fluently because he was not able to speak. So, I remember doing that. And yeah, look at me. I'm a very small, I'm not a very big height person, and he's that kind of tall. So I had all these weird experience. And then moved into teaching for quite some time. And after that, I came back to KL. So once I came back to KL, that was a long journey, I would say. Long journey means literally, I don't know, I can't count how many works that I did to be where I am today. I worked as a nanny, I worked as a homemaid, I worked as a cleaner, and then I did sales work job. The sales work job is even drastic. It's horrible, I would say. I would need to walk at least 15 to 20 kilometers per day. That's the average of 15 to 20 kilometers to collect donations behalf of UNICEF project. So I was kind of, I'm sure people, especially in KL, you would see the Unimas, Magna, UNICEF, all these kind of people standing in front of the bank collecting, sir, just 5 minutes, can I just get your time? I just want to give this to you, those kind of stuff. Yes, because of my public speaking skill, I even done that. And then I worked in caretaking, organization. I worked as a caretaker. So literally doing all kind of health related works to replace nurse. So yeah, you name it. And then I worked as a freelancer. I did some, freelance coaching, freelance training. And often I will go and do some private chef training also. Like, I will go to people's house and cook. And I was working as a business development manager, sales rep, human resource manager in all these startups companies. And the last job that I did, I was working as a event and regional community manager lead. So I was representing a Singapore-based company. So it was, in Malaysia, but I was representing them. And yeah, thanks to our friend COVID, it came and I lost the job. And now here am I today as a self-taught vegan chef. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So, Chef
yeah.
Gaya, you spoke about you pursuing your favorite cause. You want to speak about that?
Sorry, come again. I lost you.
Your cause, the cause that you are pursuing now.
Yeah, okay. I'm actually pursuing, in the midst of pursuing for my psychology. So, people know me as a chef, right? But I also have another profession within myself, which is to become a clinical psychologist. And I took part in American degree program because I'm a very kind of motivated person to go to abroad. And let me tell you, why am I motivated to go to abroad? There is another story behind it also. There is one of the friend that my family used to know, that she is an Oxford graduate, right? She's an Oxford University graduate. And her parents are very well to do. Father is a lawyer, mother is a doctor, and she wanted to be a doctor as well. So I used to have these musics in my head. You know what, Gayatri? If you want to really study well, you must be like that Akka, who did her degree in Oxford. You know what is Oxford is? And once she came to me and she asked, Gayatri, where's your kindergarten located? See this, I remember this exact conversation. I was 5 years old. And at that point of time, I was not so good in my English, and I was telling her, my kindergarten is right at the corner. So she laughed at me. And everyone laughed at me, saying that because I was not able to, command her properly, right? So from that moment onwards, people started to say that, okay, that's the level of Oxford, and this is the level of you. So where do you want to be in 5 years' time or 10 years' time? What are you going to do with your future? Are you going to sweep road? So from that moment itself, I, kind of registered myself subconsciously that I wanted to be a graduate in abroad countries. I have to, by hook or crook, by end of my breath, I have to make that happen. So yeah, because of that, I enrolled in ADP for psychology. So anytime soon, maybe next year beginning, I'm just hoping that I can go there, continue my studies there. Yeah.
Perfect, perfect, very nice. Chef Gaya, I've got plenty of comments here. I would like to share with you.
Okay.
Yeah. Lim Vitim says good evening to you.
Yeah. Good evening.
Sri Drona Devi says hello.
Hello,
And
Drona.
Yo Kim Yok says good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Joachim.
And Susan says you are great, Chef Gaya.
Oh, come on. Many people are great out there. Thank you. Thank you for your
Imelda,
compliment.
Imelda says hi, Chef Gaya.
Hi, Imelda. Nice to see you.
And Shakila says, wow, what an inspiration you are. Yes, indeed.
Challenges
And
are many behind to be
yeah, there
inspiration.
you go. Rajwin says, well done, Warren and Gaia. What inspired you to be who you are? I think, yeah, you will be answering that question shortly.
Okay.
And James
Yeah,
Lau
yeah.
says, correct. No one got the right to judge you. Very well said.
Thank you.
And you have got Kiran Kaur who's saying good evening. You have got,
Good evening.
uh, and you have got Susila Sundram says good evening. Wow, colorful. There you go.
Okay.
Very nice, very nice. So Rajwin did ask you about who inspired you, and that's the question that I have
Mhm,
shortly. But before that, I want to
mhm,
ask you, Chef Gaya, veganism, the new lifestyle is the title for tonight.
mhm,
I also now hear that they speak about this in many places. Yeah, that veganism is
mhm.
the way forward. Could you tell us a little bit about what does this actually mean to you personally, of course?
Okay. Um, Me, the story being, how do I became a vegan? So I was a non-vegan by birth. I was a meat eater by birth, and then I became a vegetarian, and then I became a vegan. So which is right now, right? So the perfect understanding of being a vegan is nobody got the rights to say this is what veganism is all about. The theory is there, which means that what we are trying to save the animals, because there are many animals are being exploited, they are being misused, and because of that, the ecosystem are getting endangered, and we need to respect and love animals as how we are giving respect to human beings also. So that's the general theory, or the disciple theory of being a vegan. But then veganism for me, or you can talk about vegetarianism or veganism, as long as you are consuming plant based, not to harm any animal sources and whatnot, because being as a vegetarian there are lots of terms. They have over vegetarian, lacto vegetarian, this, that, and so on. But for me, I don't take meat, I don't take dairy, I don't take anything coming from animals, not even honey. So very typical vegan, I would say. I'm going towards that path. So for me, being a vegan is understanding the needs of your body first. Forget about animals, forget about humans, forget about the world, because the world exists if you exist. If you don't exist, you will not be able to feel the world. So in order to feel the world, in order to feel the difficulties of the planetary system, you got to understand what's going on within yourself first. So in order to understand that, to have the awareness that, I shouldn't harm animal as as how it will be painful if I harm, a human being, right? So it taught me one thing, that I have to be kind for every being, not only animal, humans also. If I hurt if I hurt a human by saying that, what, you are not worthful at all, trying to create some jealousy or anger or ignorance for that person, doesn't mean that I'm very kind to animal and I'm kind to human also. also. No, no, no. People are having this cult behavior that, you know what, vegan means this, vegan means that. Obviously, it's turning as a business right now. People are trying to brand everything as vegan, vegan, vegan. But for me, my humble opinion, don't get me wrong, it's up to you how you want to decide. But for me, it just helped me to brew me to the next level. I use the word broom here. So it just swept me off from one level to another level of self realization, understanding the fact that my body needs to be cleansed. And if I need my body to be cleansed, I need the right things to me. And if the right things goes into me, I will think 10 times bigger how not to harm an animal and how not to harm a human.
Okay.
Planet safe, ecotarium saved, ecosystem is saved, everything will be saved. Not only thinking about animals and sea fish and whatnot. Lately people were talking about seaspiracy movie, fishing, fish is getting this and that and whatnot. No, 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 back up, back up, back up. It's all about you and the world. So how you take care after yourself, you will take care of the world at the same point of view. If you don't take care after yourself, the world will be abundant also. That's why you're harming. That's why you're kind of like, want to do this, that, and all that. So for me, self realization, cleansing myself, and bringing me to the next level of understanding myself, because I'm getting more closer to the rightful things to my body. I won't know how much long I'm going to live in this earth. Life is very short. I know that. I'm not trying to be negative here. I'm just trying to be practical. I might not know that I'm going to be alive tomorrow. So, whatever that I'm doing today is going to help me towards self realization. Veganism is one level up, which is scientifically proven, which can help your emotional balance, physical balance, your mental health state balance. It will help you. I'm not saying people won't get sad if you are being a vegan, or people will lose weight if you are vegan. No, 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 no. You will get a composure. You will get a
Okay.
stable
Somehow,
composure. It's like a ruler, just measure yourself. Yeah.
yeah, somehow you answered a couple of questions that was coming also. Yeah, can veganism be a good diet? But obviously, even without being a veganism, if you're a meat eater also, if you have got good diet, correct diet, I think you will be having a
Yes.
good body. So I've got a question
Yeah.
here from Shashi, and he's asking,
Mm,
if someone asks you about veganism, what is veganism? What would you say, and also how is it different from vegetarianism? Chef Gaya?
okay. So, Mr. Sashi, right? Sashi or
Yeah,
Miss Sashi? Okay. Let me
Shashi.
answer to Sashi first.
I think it's
Okay.
Mr. Yeah.
Okay. Sashi, veganism is, a practice, a culture towards healthy living. That's all. Simple as that. You might ask me, Chef, can I be still healthy by eating meat? Yes, you can, right? It's all about choices of food, moderation, the amount that you're consuming, and how you're consuming. That's all about it. But generally, we all agree that when you eat more fruits and vegetables, you feel light, you feel better, you feel that, you are just in a different level of contentment. So that's what happens when you go towards veganism. Talking about vegetarianism, okay, being as a vegetarian in the first beginning, right, there are plenty types of vegetarian. People who only eat egg, but they eat all vegetables. They call it ovo, and those who lacto means they like, they kind of choosy with some poultry items, dairy items, and whatnot. There are, some other types of vegetarian. They will say that I will only eat fish and I will eat all vegetables. I won't take chicken, mutton, beef, and whatnot. And there is another type of vegetarian will say that I only eat seafood, but I will come up with all the veggies. I don't go and touch meat, chicken, fish, and beef, and all that. So many types of vegetarian. And vegetarianism have been adjusted to people's comfortability at this point of time. But if you ask me, true vegetarianism and veganism, the difference is only a fine line, like how your hair will look like. Fine line. Veganism, they say that, we are not going to take anything coming from animal sources. Whereby vegetarianism, you still can consume anything which is coming from animal. And, like milk, cheese, and whatnot, honey, and all these kind of stuff. Whereby veganism is to another extent. Yeah. So simply put, these
So
are difference between both of them.
so so in your vegan dishes, do you use garlic and onion?
Okay. Yes, okay. When we talk about onions and garlic, many people have this assumption or miscalculation saying that onions and garlic are not vegan. Sorry, onions and garlics are in vegan group because they are not coming from animal source. Okay, why some people use onion and garlic, why some don't? Okay, me being as a person, I do follow partial sattvic process, sattvic veganism process. So let me explain what is sattvic veganism or non-sattvic veganism. Sattvic means anything that comes from plants or any kind of spices or herbs which can trigger your emotional sensitivity, your central point of triggeration, your central nervous system, which can affect your hormonal disbalance, which can drive your sexual desire, your emotion, anger, happiness, overly whelmed with all these kind of emotions. So to prevent all those, people are practicing sattvic. So onions and garlics will trigger your sensitivity, your emotional being, trigger whatever things that shouldn't be triggered. Obviously, you will be angered very quickly, you will be happy for no reason, your desires will go very strong, to have all these. Yes, people do consume that. For me, yes, I do consume whenever I am doing my live videos. You know why? Because I'm not in the state to demonstrate about sattvic veganism yet, because my objective is to cultivate everyone in Malaysia to understand about how a non-vegan dish can be veganized. So that's my concept. So if I were to run from these to being a sattvic vegan, I'm afraid our people are not ready yet. Obviously, my some of my food that I'm being delivering outside, the food that I'm catering, even my wellness lunchbox and all that, don't have onions and garlic. But when I'm doing live videos, when I'm demonstrating my cooking recipes and whatnot, because majority of my crowd are normal eaters, so I have to demonstrate them by using onions and garlic. So I'm partial. So when I show them, I eat 1 spoon or 2 spoon, to demonstrate how's the food and all that. Like, but I don't feel guilty about it, because end of the day, I'm doing my duty still as per chef, right? So when I come back to my personal life, what I do, I go on fasting. I don't take onion garlic because I have my religious reason, my spiritual reason, and my self awakening reason why I shouldn't take onions and garlic. Yeah,
Very nice. Very
simple
nicely
as that.
explained. Yeah. It's actually an enlightening process. Yeah, how you have showed us. So ladies and gentlemen out there, remember what you are listening is Veganism, the New Lifestyle. Who is in front of you? Chef Gaia. She is a self-taught young vegan chef. She's also the founder of Chef Gaia's Vegan Cooking Academy. So tune in, ask questions, give comments, and we will take it and share with her. If she can, she will answer. I would like to show you guys some of the dishes that she has prepared so far, yeah, which I took from her Facebook page, yeah, without her knowing, yeah, Chef Gaia, of course. Let me show you a short video clip. Now, please be prepared, and this is a warning. You may get very, very, very hungry. Okay, watch this. I think I made a mistake lah, by showing all those pictures. Now I am feeling very hungry. My goodness, all those are
That's okay.
your dishes. You want to share a little bit about those photographs?
Okay, I mean, all those are vegans, right? And obviously, that all these dishes are actually the original version of this dish are made out of meat. So,
Hmm.
people who know me, my audience especially, I'm more known towards fusionizing non-vegan dishes to vegan dishes, and also making it even exclusive by using flowers, fruits, herbs and other types of vegetables, and making it in a fusion level. Of course, it will be Asian delight, Malaysian delight, plus with overseas culture fused into it. So
Ah,
end of the day, when you look at all the menus that I have prepared, right, it is either without onion garlic or with onion and garlic. And secondary thing, it's all free from cheese, milk, and honey and whatnot, purely vegan, plant based, and I don't use any mock meat in my cookings. Like, I don't use any chicken substitute, fish substitute, this and that. It's all thoroughly from plants, fruits, and I made vegan chicken with by using ripened jackfruit and stuffed mushroom. So that looks exactly like chicken when you peel it, and when you eat the mushroom together with the jackfruit and everything, you will literally feel like you're eating chicken, somehow closer to eat chicken, but not exactly. So yeah, this is what I do much. Yeah.
yeah, drooling already, lah, Chef Gaya. But yeah, when did you actually start cooking, and how did you self-taught yourself into becoming a chef?
Okay. Being me, as I said, one of my hobby is actually writing recipes. So since young, I start to like scratch down whatever thing. Like whenever I see a plant or whenever I see something around me, it can be table, it can be wall, chair, or anything. I think it's God's grace. There will be a recipe coming out. What if I change this to this? What if I do this with that? These kind of things. So I started to write. I'm still having my diary with me. So I started to write all these recipes on my own. And obviously, whenever I get my free time, I used to watch how chef actually perform in kitchens, right? So being as a self-taught means I'm not from any culinary school or or trained by five-star hotel chef. So that's why I'm putting it clear that I'm a self-taught. So I learned all these skills on my own, and obviously I wanted to create a benchmark for myself. Being as a self-taught person, I wanted to create all kind of dishes were out of the norm, out of the world. The moment people look at that dishes, right, just imagine when you propose for the first time to your wife or girlfriend or your boyfriend, I love you. How do you feel? You will feel like all the glorious things are happening. You will feel all kind of Titanic music, violin background, nature swelling, all these feelings will come into you, right? So that's how I actually feel whenever I craft my recipes. I'm a very romantic person, to be very honest. So all my romantical thought will actually kind of dwell and swim into my cooking recipes. And I wanted to create a platform where, if this is the dish, this is what Chef Gaia have done. So people have to know, okay, she's the only one can make this kind of dish. And I mean, I honestly, to being said, being humble, I have received compliments from people saying that, I don't know, how did you get this idea from, right? So, and the names, I give my own names to them. I come up with my own recipes, and all those recipes will have a fusion touch. Fusion touch means if you're going to eat a vegan chicken, there will be a fruit chicken inside, there will be a flower chicken inside, all kind of stuff, and end of the day you will get a vegan chicken, which is made out of fruit, flowers, all herbs and whatnot. So these are my inspiration, and these are the things I learned. Obviously I have my basic guidelines, like I watch how others cooks and everything, but I wanted to create my own benchmark. Whoever watches my live videos, they know for sure this recipe is different from the norm. That's for sure. I have created, 100 nasi lemak recipes for vegans, which is plant-based and also no milk made. Everything is plant-based friendly. And guess what? No, no additives or whatnot. It's thoroughly made out of fruits, flowers, and vegetables. I did roast nasi lemak with roast sambal, strawberry nasi lemak, strawberry sambal, mango nasi lemak, mango sambal, hibiscus nasi lemak, hibiscus sambal. And lately I did durian nasi lemak with durian sambal. So waiting forward for remaining, plenty of other nasi lemak recipes, and all the recipes are ready.
Oh gosh, that
Yeah.
is so yummy. So you have got Susan already saying yummy yummy, and then you have got you saying very appetizing. Yes, indeed. Lim is saying very enterprising, Chef Gaia, and it is, yeah, very enterprising. So, do you do food delivery? And if yes, can you tell us a little bit about that?
Okay. In regards to my food delivery, there are various plans that I'm actually doing. So I think about 2 weeks ago, I was still doing my wellness lunchbox, which means like we have the suku sparo concept, which is portion control concept. So we have a certain portion of rice only, which is made out of basmati rice, and I had all these kind of dishes, which is thoroughly from my kitchen: mango nasi lemak, vegan nasi ayam percik, and then vegan nasi Korea, all these kind of stuff. It's a fusion delights combination of Malay, Chinese, Indian, and Western, and all these kind of stuff. And the best part is I practice minimal oil, minimal salt, and minimal sugar. So I wouldn't say low oil, because low means they'll say, oh, is it 1 tablespoon only? Not like that. It's very minimal. And apart from that, I even do practice this one thing, which I think which made me special to stand out from the crowd towards plant-based things and whatnot. I come up with a system whereby if I what if I tell you that, mango skin can actually help to improve the metabolism of your hair follicle, which can improve your hair to be stronger, so it won't allow your hair to drop. So these kind of minute informations. So on top of the lunchbox, there is a wellness sticker. So estimated amount of calorie will be written there. Obviously, I'm not a nutritionist, but I consult few people and ask them how to get an estimated value. So that is written. And the next slide to it, we give them three benefits of consuming this lunchbox by picking up the main three ingredients, which is vegetable, out of that lunchbox itself. So if I'm using, what do you call, cauliflower, broccoli, carrots, corn, and whatnot, I will pick up the main three ingredients and I will tell them. By eating cauliflower, which is a cruciferous vegetable, it helps you to improve your colon digestion and your gut health. Mango skin helps you to this and that. So eventually, whenever you receive your food, you will be able to enjoy a healthy food, and at the same time, you will know what you are eating. And I don't think so. We will know that face to face, physically, when we are eating our food. We might see online, we might see in brochures, but we might not see on top of our lunchbox. That's pretty unusual in KL's norm, I think. So I started it and it went very well. And I wanted to diversify myself into another exploration. So right now, what I'm doing is I have holded the Wellness Lunchbox campaign for temporary time being, and I'm focusing into affordable dinner meals, because obviously that wellness meal is quite pricey, like it's more than 15 ringgit. So right now I'm doing proposing to launch this easy takeaway, which is 10 ringgit only. All kinds of Malaysians favorite foods, like nasi goreng kampung, vegan sotong goreng tempura, vegan ayam goreng, and then kam siong chicken, asam pedas, vegan nasi goreng tom yum, all these kind of stuff. And it will be brought forward for dinner. And plus they will be getting a healthy cocoa chocolatey kind of drink, which is made out of cocoa malt. I'm collaborating with another person. So these are coming forward, and it's only going to be 10 ringgit. So they only need to spend 10 ringgit for the food, and the drink is optional. They want to buy, they can buy, and it's just about a few ringgit. And delivery is flat rate throughout Klang Valley. So anywhere in KL, they just need to pay 8 ringgit. So this is my latest deal, because I wanted to help many people who are like, someone like me. If I order food outside, right? If I tell them I don't eat egg and whatnot, especially for my daughter, dinner, they will still send me with egg and everything. And it's very, very, very hard for a vegan to get dinner, good dinner at this point of time, especially during this pandemic. So I wanted to help people who are struggling to get affordable dinner, especially our, B40 people or whoever, wanna have a good, satisfying dinner with a very affordable price. So yeah, this is it.
All right, very nice. So yeah, interesting how you have shared all those. Yeah. So if I were to ask you, right, who is your mentor or rather your role model, Chef Gaya?
Okay. My all this while I didn't had any mentor. I was not mentored by anyone. I would say this 25 years of journey, it was my hard rock bottom. I have to hit hard, fell hard, and learned everything by myself until I met this person. His name is Mr. Danu Ramana. I'm not sure whether he's gonna watch this or not. I would be very happy if he watched this. He is my trainer, my coach, my mentor, my well-wisher, my guardian, my godfather, my spiritual leader, my master, my key opinion leader. I would say my everything. Literally, I don't hide anything with him, and all my strengths, all my weakness, he's aware of that. He's a person where, he was the first ever person who complimented my food, not my mother, not my anyone else. Nobody have tasted the food that I'm giving out right now from my personal background. He was the first one who tasted the food, and he said, Gayatri, this food will bring you to big heights. Trust me, these will really bring you to big heights. Nobody trusted or believed in my additional skills. All they say is that, I'm a timid girl, I'm a very lonely person, self oriented person. At least if I get a degree, I will be safe. That's all what they thought. And nobody have given me the compliment or the support. You know what? You can do this. I believe in you. You can really do this. You can make out of it. Nobody have given that word to me. And not in fact of just by giving the word, he literally stood up by me on every point of my life. I know him for the past 3 years since I came to KL for the first time, knowing nothing about KL. I don't even know how to use MRT and LRTs, to be very honest. I was that kind of, old dated, outdated, I would say. So I met him. Obviously, he wasn't supporting me financially, but he was supporting me morally, strengthfully, to give me a eye wakening up call that this is my direction, this is my future. He taught me what is business. He taught me what is motivation. He taught me what is entrepreneurship all about. He taught me what is life meaning all about. You are not who you are. Whoever talking about you, bringing things about you, they are not the truth one. And his motivation and his help, I would say he literally have helped me in many, 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 many ways. In fact, that if I'm standing here right today as a self-taught vegan chef, if it is not because of Mr. Ramana, I don't think so I would be here today. I would think that, I would just have been studying like other typical girls and waiting for jobs when I will get a 9 to 5 job and waiting for my salary check. I wouldn't be standing here as a self-made independent entrepreneur running my own business at the age of 25 without any financial support from anyone. I started my business with no even internet at home. I didn't even had a table or chair at my home to put my food. I was literally having newspapers and putting on top of all of these things. And the one person stood right next to me saying that, you know what, everything is going to be fine. He told me, he gave me the vision that you will be world known. You will be known throughout this KL. At least you came out from your home and anything who nobody knows you, but trust me, by because of all these, you will be known at least by KL for a certain extent. And I would say that, I would not forget his deeds till today, till my last breath, I would say. And the reason, the man behind my success is him. The God behind my success is him. And he's like
Beautiful.
go to getter for everything for me. Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. Very nice to have someone like that in everyone's life. Yeah. And I think that's what Rajwin Kaur asked. Who was your inspiration? And Rajwin, I think you got the answer. And also, Dennis asked why veganism, and I think you also answered just now. Marin Maharesh said, "Well done, girl. More success for you for your wisdom thinking on being vegan. Good vibes. Hashtag good vibes." So yeah, you've got a
Thank you.
fan base there. Could you tell quickly a little bit about your Chef Gaia's vegan cooking academy?
Okay, this academy has just been launched. It's been 2 weeks old. So my thought of launching this academy is I wanted to help every single man or ladies, whoever. If you are struggling, to get good food, you don't know how to cook, but you have the interest to cook. You want to learn more about plant-based recipes or vegan recipes, which is out of the norm. You don't want to see the same recipes again and again. You're kind of bored of eating the same food again and again. So you can come and enroll into our academy. It's still ongoing, and I'm planning to start the classes anytime, somewhere around next week or the following week. So the registration is still open. So what am I doing here? How to get enrolled? It's very simple. I have a promo package, because now is MCO timing. Not everyone is affordable to pay so much, thousands and whatnot. So if you just want to take for short term, you know what, Chef Guy, I just want to try for 1 month. So you got to pay 100 ringgit. But if you tell me, Chef, I'm going to give my commitment to you at least for the first 3 months, because 3 months, why 3 months? Because 3 months, at least 3 months is necessary for you to equip your skill set, your knowledge, understanding the gloriness of what we are going to provide to you. So in these 3 months, if you're taking that 3 month subscription, you only got to pay 70 ringgit per month per pax. So what I'm doing to get the commitment of the student is I'm asking them to pay 3 months one shot, which is 210. If you pay monthly, which is going to be 300 if you pay 100 every month. But this 210 is applicable for those who would like to commit for 3 months. And if let's say you can't pay me one shot 210, chef, how do I go about it? You can come and speak to me directly. I will find a way to help them out, maybe in installments and whatnot. But the only fare that I'm able to give, because outside people are charging more than hundreds, it will be live coaching. I will be giving them live tutorials. It's not recorded video, and they will be given written recipes, written benefits of the recipes, and plus they will be also getting ideas from me, because I'm in the industry, knowing how to run a F&B business right now. This is my 11 years sculptured, molded building. The building that I'm standing in front of you as Chef Gaia is 11 years effort. So I can actually advise you how do you start your business, what kind of cooking that you can do. If you have some ideas, Chef, I have sambal, I have this space, I want to sell these cookies. How do you do that? So I can actually advise them. And we also want to provide some networking kind of platform for people who are joining in. It can be men or women, no gender bias here. Whoever, you are welcomed. I would like to help them. And I also want to have this academy to be extended in a way, or whatever skills that I have, I would like to give to them genuinely. I would like to create my generation in this cooking academy. So if a Muthu or a Samsol or Jalex or Albert is cooking the type of food that I'm cooking, automatically everyone should know that, this is definitely coming from Chef Gaya. It's because of her teaching. So I wanted to create that kind of legacy moment. So you can join in. My contact number is available, in my Facebook page. So they can call me there, or they can PM me, and I will be advising them accordingly.
Yeah, so interesting, right? So grab this opportunity, ladies and gentlemen. It's an interesting one. It will be a fulfilling journey, I must say. Yeah, Chef Gaya, I always ask this at the very end of my show. Yeah, and it is very important to speak about women empowerment. It's about women and discrimination. Chef Gaya, do you at any point of your life went through it? Could you share a little bit?
Okay. தமிழ்ல சொல்லணும்னா பெண்கள்னாலே டிஸ்கிரிமினேஷன் இருக்கும். ஏன்னா பெண்கள் பிசிக்கலியும் சரி, மென்டலியும் சரி, they are very weak. That's what the truth. Let me be very honest. Women are physically weak and emotionally weak for a certain extent. That's the truth. But we can break the barrier. how we can break the barrier. This is what my mentor used to tell me. It takes 25 years, which is this year. I think I only get that realization very lately. If we can handle our emotions better, if we can be not dependent or expecting love, care, affection, attraction towards another person, and being who ourselves are most of the time. Like, if you ask my case, right, I'm living alone. I don't have any friends, or I don't have relatives or family members. I'm renting my whole apartment and I'm living alone. I wake up alone and I sleep alone. Everything. Literally, it's a lonely ranger life. It's a solo phoenix life. But if I want to complain about everything, like, if I want to cry, there is no person to wipe my tears off. If I don't have money, I don't have anyone to go and ask, can you borrow some money? I need help with this. I don't have literally anyone like that. If I fell down today, even 2 days later, if I didn't wake up, I'm not going to wake up. But if I manage to push my on my own to wake up, stand up, I will be able to do that. It's not easy. I'm not trying to give any motivation or giving any advice here, because until you fell down, until you feel the pain, until you go through hell and shit, so called, like what I went through. I'm not saying I went through the worst, but maybe you guys have went through the worst. But for me, being as a very sensitive kid, even a small thing will hurt me so much. I'm very, very sensitive. Even, just imagine, I can remember every single incident which happened from 3 years old until up to today. That's how sensitive I am. So being that kind of person, emotionally, I've went through a lot. Sometimes loneliness kills me. And being as a woman, going through all the competition. F&B is a competitive industry. Many people are there. Mans are there. I have to fight with everyone. I have to learn. I have to unlearn what I've learned. I have to relearn what I've already learned. I have to sharpen up my skills every single day to be where am I today, or where am I going to head after this, right? So if we can handle all these parts on our own without relying on anyone, because why am I telling this? I was pushed to the extreme edge of my life of being like this, to the extent of, me, I've attempted, committed suicide plenty times, and, recovering myself from psychological part those days. And obviously, I got no person to go and rely on. How do I overcome my stress and my problems, my emotional worries and everything? But one thing I realized, life is very short. People who always listen this, you might feel bored. Chef, you know what? I see this in every motivational quotes. I watch these in every videos. But guess what? This statement will rely to you, will resonate with you, will give you a very deep, full meaning if you fail, if you fell down, and if you realize there is no one to wake you up, and there is no one to
Mm.
help you out, and there is no one even to come. It's okay, girl, baby, don't worry, it's okay, gonna be fine. There is not gonna be even one person sitting down next to me and see all this, right? So I've went through that kind of situation. Even for the past days, I felt very sick because of some issues. Millions of problems going on top of my head. If I remove this cap and if I shut down my camera, I will be another person juggling between so many things. But one thing kept me going is, when you leave this world, you should leave something as a contribution on why God sent you here. Everyone has as a responsibility. We all have a purpose, and the purpose is not being killing, being hard on ourselves, shooting ourselves. I'm saying all this because I was like that. I'm still, but I'm trying to come out. And going through all these will not be easy. I have lost my happiness for many years because of being like this. And I realized, being as a woman or a girl, or a single mother or married women or whatsoever, you are all on your own. And women have certain, high energy within themselves, which can attract anything that they want. That's why they say, பெண்களோட தாலிபாக்கியம் ஜாஸ்தி, அம்மாக்களோட அன்பு ஜாஸ்தி, எல்லாத்துக்குமே பவர் ஜாஸ்தின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. In Tamil they call those kind of statements, right? It's not because of that. It's not because you are women, but the emotional strength your physical body has certain, it has certain cosmic powers which you can attract. So be brave, face everything. You must understand, like, if you take me as an example, I got no one lah to go and sit down and cry, what's my problem? I got no one to go and seek help, and I don't wish to, because whenever I go and seek help, I have seen the reality on what happened to my life, where people discriminate me, they humiliate me, and they underjudge me. They underestimate what I can do because I seek for help. Yeah, some people are good, some people are bad, but the entire universe is not going to respond the same way as you want. So you got to be strong, because end of the day, you must understand there is no one for you except you. That's the reality. It's painful. It's very painful for me to say this, even maybe for someone who are listening this, that you know what, don't think or don't expect that you need someone to do all these for you. Nobody. Even my mentor was there, he gave me guidance, but if I didn't pick up, I would be in the same position, I wouldn't be here, right? So you got to be independent as much as you can, emotionally and physically. The biggest
Very nice.
weakness of women's are emotions, right? So if you can fix both of these, whatever discrimination, masuk kanan keluar kiri, whatever, the world is not going to end with this. You are not going to end unless the destiny of yours became to an end. If you close your eyes, if you didn't wake up tomorrow, everything is going to be ended, right? So yeah, just go on, face it, live with it, and embrace it. Don't expect anything from anyone. Never. You will fail.
Lovely.
If you expect you will fail, you will fall down. Nobody will be able to save you, and it will take ages for you to come up. Yeah.
Lovely, lovely, and I'm laughing, Chef Gaya, simply because you are actually telling people, you are actually right in front of their face, right, telling them, you know what, you have to now wake up. It's definitely a wake up call to the many. If you think that life is not satisfying, life is not within whatever that you want it to be, it is against you. Guess what? Life can be beautiful. And those Tamil words that she spoke, if I were to translate in one single statement, is she said, "Women are powerful," and that's all that she said. Women are powerful. If you have got your heart, mind, and soul to it, into doing anything, you are able to do it. Now, Chef Gaya, I have got Susan. Susan, who's saying that he is sent by an angel for you, Chef Gaya. And she also said that I am now your fan, Nadia. So you've got a fan base, yeah. And you have got
Thank you.
Susila Sundram says, you are brave and wonderful person. Keep it up. Yes, indeed, you are brave and
Thank you.
awesome person. Mervin Maharesh says, great willpower, Chef Gaya. Awesome sharing today. Virtual hug. There you go. You got a virtual hug. And you have got Lim with
Thank
him who
you.
says, your sharing is very inspiring, Chef Gaya. Yes, yes, and yes. Your sharing was very inspiring, Chef Gaya. I always have got goosebumps moment whenever I have got a guest. That was my goosebump moment, and thank you for that. Chef Gaya, what can I say? I just want to thank you for that fantastic, fantastic sharing, Chef. Your fan base, the viewers, are still giving positive remarks and asking questions. So please, guys out there, continue doing so. Chef Gaya will drop by to answer any questions that you have in I am more than I think Facebook page. Yeah, and on behalf of the Warren Shanmugam show and all the viewers out there, Chef Gaya, we wish you all the success in all that you do. Many, many blessings, and I'm sure you'll continue to do good to the many people out there. I thank you so very much, Chef Gaya.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for all the love, all the comments, all the positive vibes that you guys are giving me. I think without all of you, I won't be here. And I would really like to thank Mr. Warren for having me. And I think out of all the interview that I went through, this is one of the interview that I feel accomplished as a guest, and I feel much awakened, much welcomed. I'm not trying to condemn the rest of the interviewers here, but then I'm just trying to say that this was awesome. Thanks for giving me that pleasure and this experience.
The honor is mine, Chef Gaya. And I have got this
Thank you.
lovely person from Sri Lanka says, best wishes from Sri Lanka. I have a vegan restaurant. So there you go. You've got
Wow.
people from all the places. Yeah. And you have got, who is this? Shakila saying, awesome, awesome interview. And Yo Kim,
Thank
Yok
you.
says thank you for such an inspiring sharing. And thank you so much once again, Chef Gaya. And all the viewers out there, thank you so much for all the questions once again. And thank you so much for joining us. You see, you too can self teach yourself with whatever you have been longing and make the best out of it. I have a dear friend who just finished her first semester into studying psychology, and she is only 70 years old. So, what is stopping you? Like what Chef Gaya said, if you fall down, get up and get going. Think again, but don't think too long. Take action, and ladies and gentlemen, move on. Remember, I am more than I think. This is Waran here signing off. Meet you again, same day, same time next week. Bye. Just hang in there, yeah, Chef
Bye.
Gaya?
Yeah.